Hi. My overall impression of the clip is I was kind of appalled by the fact that even in a time like this, we are still surprised with working women and people with disabilities and those of different ethnicities in our workplace with us. I mean, just by the man's facial expressions, you can tell that he was extremely uncomfortable. And I know that it was a dramatization, but the fact that this company was so well diverse, it surprised me that he wasn't used to being in such a diverse environment. Um, I feel like this happens many times, especially when it is a man that has to report to a woman or a woman of a different race at that too. I feel like it would make a man uncomfortable, which I understand that a man would be uncomfortable with reporting to a woman because they're used to being the more dominant one. But I don't believe in the fact that this still needs to be like this in the workplace. Um, the I feel like this happens more commonly than I originally thought. I notice in my workplace myself this happening, especially with different ethnicities. As I kind of looked around today, I noticed that we didn't really have a very diverse group of people. Um, I am very comfortable in these situations. Um, I believe I would have handled it well, but I can totally admit that I do get uncomfortable with people with disabilities, depending on what the disability is. Elderly people too, if they're sick. But I mean, I would never treat someone differently. I would never think that they couldn't do the work as well as I could. So believe I would have handled the situation way better than um, this person did. Um, there is a lot of different attributes that I found that you can find in The Loudest Duck. I think that the way that the leader or their boss or whatever treated everyone else, I think that really shows how they should be treating other people. Um, what I found interesting was in the book from the readings and everything like that, that our problem is that we evaluate people, not that we don't acknowledge that difference exists, because we all know that everyone is different from each other. It's just that we evaluate people so much that we tend to make ourselves uncomfortable. And it's challenging to overcome our natural or learned perceptions um, of these groups, because we learn about others starting from such an early age, especially from our parents, from our grandparents, as was mentioned in the book. I believe it's called the Obeying Their Grandma. Um, the dominant group of individuals have the hardest time discussing the issue of diversity. Um, but I believe that if the bosses, the people that have more power, um, they can help broaden the categories of people that are in these groups, so everyone could be, dominant. I really like the comparison of the elephant. Um, you know, those that are in power are less likely to know the details than the people that are not in power, like the mice, I guess. Um, because the mice are the ones that are scurrying around trying to get everything great and correct for the boss. Um, the best leaders in diverse organizations, they need to develop a skill that they can be both the elephant and the mouse, and I believe that would really help. We need to get rid of all the ideas that our parents put in our heads, and the management definitely needs to be aware of the diversity situation. And in this video, I really believe that they were very aware of the situation, and they handled it extremely well.